So, Dragon Ball Superheroes or Dragon Ball Heroes Chapter 1 review. This has been long overdue. Well, number one, this is completely separate from Dragon Ball Super or DBZ. It's its own separate thing. Promotion to promote the card game in Japan. But I was just as curious about the manga because there's a lot more info and a lot more content apparently packed into one chapter when it comes to these characters that are introduced. For instance, like we get introduced to the Dark Demon Realm arc from chapter 1, and it picks up big time. So there's a lot of content. I'm probably going to do a review for each chapter, but just because there's a lot, like I said, there's a lot packed into one chapter. So if you have not, because of what we're getting in July 1st, I highly recommend it, unless you want to understand what Dragon Ball Heroes is, I highly recommend you can go read the manga. You can even go read the Victory Mission as well with Beat and Note. I know a lot of people like questioning why Beat's not in the anime, the PR anime that we're getting on July 1st. If you want to understand that part of the Dragon Ball Heroes continuity, you can go check it out. I did. There's like 15 chapters. Everything works when it comes to that. So I read all that. I glossed all over that. So I got the concept anyway, but it gives me more information. Same thing here. Obviously, it's a fan service crazy, regardless of how you feel. But there is a lot more info coming from the manga, so I appreciate that, and that's why I'm making these reviews. So let's get into this. There's a lot of like similarities between Xenoverse 1 and 2 and Dragon Ball Heroes or Dragon Ball Online, if you want to go that route. Dragon Ball Online that made its way to Xenoverse, even though some of the stories are similar but completely different. For instance, we see future Trunks, and this is the Trunks that after the battle with Gohan and Cell, he returns to his own timeline in the future. I will give credit to is the artwork is amazing in these chapters. I believe it's done also by Toyotaro, so it does not back to his own timeline. He's thinking about what he's done after he takes care of Android 17 and 18 in the future and takes care of Imperfect Cell. He gets, I guess, warped. Him going back and screwing around with time is what actually caused this, or somebody else caused this, because he's in the time nest. And if you've seen Dragon Ball Xenoverse, or if you played the Xenoverse, know the story, you know exactly what the time nest is. Layout is the same place as it is in the game. So, and then we see the Supreme Kai of Time, and I will say this: a little more similarities between the character, but in my opinion, she's way more funny in the manga. Hidden Gems of Chapter 1, in my opinion, because she dives Trunks sidesteps it, and I guess she hits her face on the floor. It's a great comedic relief, I guess, part of her in the manga. But she gives us a lot of detail. It's because of people traveling through back into time and forth. She's the overseer of time, the Supreme Kai of Time, Cronoa, and she makes sure that nobody interferes with time itself. That's why she's there, and that's why she gets ticked off with Trunks, because she thinks he's the one that's there screwing around with time and it's causing all this mess. So, and I guess we get introduced to Toki as well, so that's kind of cool. Like I said, it's similar to Xenoverse, but there's a lot more detail to it. So, and it starts off a completely different way as well. So, first chapter, right? The introduction. She's like poof, and I guess like other Kaioshins, she's able to give Trunks new clothes. I guess Xeno Trunks is born from this. So I don't know. Let me know what you got to think about this alpha. Do you prefer it, or do you prefer his older one? But Supreme Kai Time's like, yo, I call this that Time Patrol. It's like, it sounds cool, right? So she has a when it comes to style, I guess, like she's kind of like Captain Ginyu in a way, but she's a lot more comedic. You would think, like I said, that you would think the introduction to Cronoa and the Time Nest and Trunks, that would be the first chapter, right? Wrong, because we go from there. I guess they warp to where we see Toa, Mask Bardock. We know for a fact it's Bardock, and Mira, the one screwing around with time. So obviously to collect energy from past battles through time. Here they called it Kiri, which is interesting. They get spotted by Trunks and Cronoa. They're like, yo, cease what you're doing. Cronoa actually like, yo, Trunks, let's do a pose in front of him. And Trunks is like, no, let's just focus on taking them out. So Kai Time is the one that overrules time. So Mira immediately fires an energy blast at Cronoa. Trunks comes in base mode, slashes it away with his sword. So that was kind of cool. In comes Timebreaker Bardock with the mask and all, and just levels Trunks. So the is strong enough to take care of Cell and the android. So this is a huge power boost for Bardock when you consider when he got killed by Frieza, he got brought back. But then again, there's not, you can't really take it that seriously. The manga just gives us more information because obviously it's fan service crazy. So there's going to be a lot of crazy stuff when going forward. Mira, you jump in too. So it's Trunks, and I got to give Trunks credit because he takes on both Bardock and Mira. But then Cronella's like, yo, she uses a technique called time freeze itself. So she's kind of got like a hit kind of ability, I guess, where she can paralyze somebody by stopping time. By Bardock. This is where things get crazy because saying Trunks, okay, things will get even. Wrong. Trunks comes in with a punch, Bardock blocks it, no problem. More even, but Bardock is like reading into every Trunks' move. They're going back and forth. Punches Bardock in the face, breaks part of his mask, and Toa Mira like, yeah, okay, that's not good. And Cronella's like, yo, he's not doing too bad at all. And Toa's getting pissed off because things aren't going on. This is shameful. This is crazy because this is some type of Jiren level type feats when it comes to Mira. So he powers up to super, makes the time freeze that Cronella and with ease just goes after Trunks. He's like regaining control. Exactly what happened with Xenoverse 2, I guess. When after in this case, Trunks just got saved by Bardock. If he hadn't jumped in, he probably would have been killed by Mira. So control, and it's like the mind control, and Toa's like the mind control's been undone. So part of the mask being shattered is one way. I do know about the Dark Dragon Balls. That's another way of controlling past warriors from them. That's what we'll get introduced to that at some point. This is just chapter 1. Like I said, there's a lot cramped into one chapter. So then this is crazy because Trunks kind of recognizes Bardock because of us seeing Goku. So Trunks and Bardock against Super Mira, and Mira is taking them both on. So that's crazy. And Mira's like, yo, I'm sorry, I couldn't deal with this. This is shameful. I have to be the strongest. We know what Mira wants. He wants to be the strongest. I guess for Toa's sake, because he feels like he embarrassed Toa. So he's like, yo, let's get out of here. So, and she's like, yo, that was good enough. We got enough Kiri. We got enough energy. The mysterious capsule or machine which gathers the Kiri, the energy from other timelines. Then I guess Toa undresses or masks. I wish she undressed, but she unmasks and she's like, "Yo, again, so I've had enough of not being able to move. So we get what we came for. We can dip. We can get out of here." The demon realm gets set free. You know what this means, right? Being the time Kaya Shin. So the info about the demon realm, that's like super crazy in itself. We know who's there already, but this just gives you more info, so that's why I'm going through this. Meet and greet between Bardock and Trunks is, oh, I know you from my friend Goku's face, but one of the funniest parts of the entire chapter, Cronella comes in, drop kicks Trunks in the back of the head, just knocks him out. It's like, yo, we're going. It's like, yo, forget what you saw, Bardock, and just go away. So Bardock's still alive. Keep that in mind. So he's been brought back and he's still alive, but he's not with Toa and Mira anymore. Other fights in the future, so that's kind of cool. So I guess Bardock dips, and Cronella's just freaking out because she doesn't know what to be concerned about the most. So she's freaking out. Like I said, Cronella's personality in the manga, I think, is better than the games personally. Where the only comedic quirk she has is either not being able to cook, Trunks not being able to understand. But here we get a comedic self on it. It's like she's freaking out. You know, she doesn't know what to be worried about more, the fact that Toa's revealed or the fact that the demon realm could be set free. Because we get the introduction, and this is all in one chapter, by the way, of Demigra, the demon god, from Xenoverse 1 intro. We get kind of like an exposition on what the demon realm actually is. It's the world created by an army of wizards. The evil hearts in a space where they were imprisoned, kind of similar to, similar to God Jr., but they need to be set free. So I guess that's where the energy from past battles comes in. I think this is similar to what happened in Xenoverse 1, where we see a image or a projection of Demigod, because it's not the real thing, because he just dips. I guess Demigod kind of reveals that he's he doesn't have any collection of this because he's doing his own thing, and he wants to swallow up Toki Toki. So I can rule everything in this world. So he's his own person. He's doing his own thing. He may get manipulated. I'm gonna swallow up Toki Toki, and I guess Demigod just did. And Chrono is like, yo, Trunks, you should head back. You've done more than enough. He's like, yo, I have to become stronger in order to, so I need to train in order to help you out. So I'll call you up when I need you. And then, similar to what happens with Xenoverse 1, but we get the introduction to Xeno Goku in Chapter 1 by the end of this chapter. So in the game, it was done by by the Dragon Balls. In this case, it could have been done the same, but it happened so quick. Chrono has already made arrangements, so here comes Xeno Trunks, and now Xeno Goku be there to train Trunks from here on in. So he's going to get stronger. He needs to. So from here on out, things are just going to get insane. We've heard a lot about Goku's strength already. In fact, I know this is the same Goku that can go Super Saiyan 4. This is why we're going to get Super Saiyan 4 Goku versus Super Saiyan Blue, because it's two different timelines and two different continuities of Goku going at it. So that's why I'm reading this manga, so we get a lot more info on these characters. So great way to start off manga chapter 1. So I can't wait to get more into this. Obviously, I'm going to review for each chapter because there's a lot of content to go over. So let me know what you guys think down below. If you have read the manga already, let me know what you guys think. If you haven't, great opportunity to start before we get the Dragon Ball Superheroes anime on July 1st and get introduced and get more exposition on these characters. That's it from me. Thank you so much for watching. Like this review if you did. Appreciate that. Subscribe to the channel for more Dragon Ball content. Catch you guys later. Bye.